You're watching NBA Now. I am your host, Harrison Graham. We got the latest NBA rumors and news for you guys here on Chat Sports. Lots to get into, some trade ideas, so let's go ahead and get into the latest right off the top here. Lots to dive into. Filling in for Hater Jimmy today. How about Paul Millsap? This is a name you're going to hear a lot this offseason. One of the top free agents. Kind of a weird free agency class. If Anthony Davis re-signs with the Lakers, which I expect he will, there's not that, true superstar. So I think Paul Millsap is a player that could interest some teams. And Boston could be interested. Hoops hype threw this idea out there of, hey, the Celtics should get tougher, get better at the big position. Why not go sign a player like Paul Millsap? Certainly Denver would like to keep him, but he costed $30 million last year. He is definitely not going to get that, I don't believe, on the open market. And if he's looking to chase a contender in the East, the Boston Celtics could be a good fit, as they don't really have any good bigs. Their guards and wings are really good. Enes Kanter, time, not very good bigs down low. Millsap's not a superstar anymore. I don't know if he ever was, but 11.5 points, 6 boards, good three-point shooter, knows how to score, knows how to defend. He's tough. He offers veteran leadership. I think this is a piece that the Celtics could use moving forward in next season and beyond. So it'll be interesting to see what the Celtics will do. It's another offseason for Boston where do you go aggressive? And Danny Ainge has a lot of assets he can utilize, certainly, at his disposal. He's got a Marcus Smart team-friendly contract. He's got a lot of draft picks. You got to get some bigs in there, though. Daniel Tice, not going to cut it. You got to get better down low, and I think Paul Millsap can be that ideal stretch 4 type that can give you a lot of beef at that power forward position. I think in the end, it can be pretty good overall if he were to sign in Boston. He will be one of the top free agents available this offseason, so I'll be curious to see who ends up landing Paul Millsap in free agency. Sticking with the Celtics here, how about a Kemba blockbuster trade? This one was thrown together by Bleacher Report, and I'm intrigued by this because Kemba Walker wasn't great in the bubble. He's pretty much their third wheel already at this point, despite Boston signing him to that major contract this offseason. You got Jason Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown. I think those are your core 2 moving forward. And then where does Kemba Walker fit in? And I mentioned earlier, they need bigs. That's why the Millsap idea is intriguing to me. But I think trading Kemba to get an established big in there could make some sense for the right piece. So this is the trade idea that Bleacher Report put together, and it's centered around Kemba Walker and LaMarcus Aldridge. So Aldridge going back to the Celtics along with DeJounte Murray and the number 11 overall pick for Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter. That way the Spurs get a big in return. Quite frankly, if I'm the Celtics, I'd jump on that. You get a solid big in LaMarcus Aldridge who can still give you 20 and 10. DeJounte Murray is a good young point guard, so you help replace the loss there in Walker, and you get a high draft pick. I think that would be a huge win for the Boston Celtics. So what would you rather do? We've talked about a couple of players here, a couple of bigs. Would you rather trade for LaMarcus Aldridge, if you would, type A, or would you rather just sign Paul Millsap, type M? I would probably just rather sign Millsap and not give up assets for Aldridge, but that trade is a little bit intriguing to me. So A for Aldridge, M for Millsap. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. A couple of A's coming through here on NBA Now. Now, is Brooklyn the final stop for Kevin Durant? He says as of now it is, which means it's definitely not going to be, because we know Snake Durant doesn't tell the truth. That's just how it goes with KD these days. He joined with the Player Tribune podcast with Darrell Wright, and they asked him, hey, you going to retire in Brooklyn? He was like, as of today, as of now, yeah, that's the plan. Let's see, right? Let's see how KD and Kyrie mesh, because I'm not sure that's going to be as great of a relationship as we all initially thought. Kyrie's off the rails these days with some of the stuff he's throwing out there. But obviously, Durant, one of the greatest players, honestly, of all time, and especially of this generation. 27 points in his career, 7 boards, 4 assists. He's a great shooter, can shoot the 3, mid-range game is strong. Obviously, coming off that torn Achilles, it'll be curious to see, if he's the same guy, right? Because guys who tear their Achilles typically are not the same after that. So that is a hurdle Kevin Durant is looking to jump over, but we will see. He appears to be healthy. He tore it, about 13, 14 months ago, so he should be fully recovered at this point, especially by the time next season rolls along. He says Brooklyn's it for him, but I am not convinced. He's only 32 years old. Will Durant play for another team after Brooklyn? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'm going to say yes. I think he plays for at least one more team. You know, he's not a guy that sticks around, so let me know what you guys think. Y for yes or N for no. And if you want a Kevin Durant jersey or any other NBA jersey, go to this link, chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. Authentic, brand new Nike jerseys for just over $100. You're not going to find a better price out there than this one. Chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. We've got LeBron ones. We've got Jimmy Butler ones. All the superstars on all your favorite teams. You can represent them in style at chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. Yeah, you MFFLs, get that Luka jersey. It's available all at the same link, chatsports.com/NBA jerseys. It's in the live chat. It's in the comments. It's in the description. You click on it, boom, you can shop and pick out your favorite jersey today. It's very, very easy. All right, let's talk about Bradley Beal. Trade rumors been circulating around him all offseason long and quite frankly before the offseason, still early in the season. He says he might be staying put now. He wants to give it a shot with John Wall. I don't know where this is coming from, but this was the guy we all thought was going to get traded. Maybe that's not going to happen now. He said recently, I want to give it a shot with the healthy John Wall, who's also coming off an Achilles tear. Both these guys have not been able to stay healthy at the same time. It's kind of what you've seen with you saw with OKC with Durant and Westbrook. A poor man's version of that, I'll say. Beal and Wall, the last time they were healthy together, 2016-17, they put up huge numbers, went to 7 games against the Boston Celtics in the second round and lost. They were a game away from the conference finals and put up huge numbers. Like I said, we haven't seen these guys healthy together. Now, I'm not convinced this duo of Beal and Wall at this point can be real players in the Eastern Conference, but it's intriguing. I'm intrigued by the idea of Beal wanting to stay in Washington. I did not expect him to come out and say that. So that's certainly something worth monitoring as we get into the NBA offseason here, because he is the one guy that teams are going to be calling for a ton, because he would fit in any system with his ability to space the floor and improve as a creator as his career has gone on. So Beal says he's willing to stay put. Be curious to see what happens this offseason. So I'll ask you guys, what will the Wizards do with Bradley Beal? Type T for trade him, type K for keep him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. What will the Washington Wizards do with their star guard? Are the Warriors making moves? Well, you listen to the tea leaves, what Steve Kerr is saying now. Yeah, I think that's a pretty big possibility. He said, this roster is far from finished. That tells me they're going to be making some moves. Pointed to the lack of athleticism on the roster. Obviously, he mentioned, look, we got Steph, we got Clay, but we need to add some athleticism. They got a lot of assets, including that number 2 pick. Here's the bigger quote from Kerr on the state of the Warriors, saying, I think we need to get more athletic. We're obviously very skilled, but we don't have an overly athletic team. We lost a lot of bounce and a lot of pop on the wings and even at the center position. So right now we're not big enough or athletic enough to get where we want to be. And he's right in certain sense, right? Like Steph Curry's never been a guy that's wowed anyone with his athleticism. Klay Thompson, average athlete. Same with Draymond Green. Wiggins gives them some bounce if they want to keep him, but I think he's a contract they would like to move, especially if they're looking to, like he said, add some premier athletes. So I'm curious to see what the Warriors do this offseason. That's a team we're all watching out for. You got the number 2 pick this year. You got the T-Wolves top pick next year. You got Draymond and Andrew Wiggins, contracts that could be hard to move, but contracts that could be able to move at some point. So it'll be interesting to monitor. Steve Kerr, Bob Myers, these guys are going to be very busy this offseason trying to put together this roster around Steph and Clay. So what will the Warriors do with the number 2 pick? Or will they trade it? How about that? Type 1 for yes, type 2 for no. I'm still leaning yes. I'll put it at about 60-40 that they trade it. I think they want to get an established player that can come in right away, and that's not guaranteed in the draft, so I'll say yes. But I do think it's possible they just keep it and take somebody number 2 overall. But let me know what you guys think. We'll finish our news and rumors with Cole Anthony here. Mark Berman of the New York Post is reporting that the Knicks are out on C. Anthony. Not Carmelo Anthony, Cole Anthony, the guard out of North Carolina, he reports that they are leaning against drafting him with that number 8 overall pick. The Knicks also have the number 27 overall pick in the first round. Cole Anthony is one of these weird prospects where some draft boards have him as high as like top 6. Others are like, I don't want to take him in the top 20. Good athlete. He can score. Very inefficient, though, in college at North Carolina. So this is a guy to keep an eye out on. Didn't shoot the ball great from outside. Missed some time with injury. He's a little undersized, about 6'2", 6'3". He's kind of a shooting guard in a point guard's body, which is not super ideal in today's NBA. You like guards who have some length, and that is not something Cole Anthony has. So it'll be curious to see where he ends up going. Obviously, the Knicks were disappointed on draft lottery night when they landed the number 8 pick when they were hoping to get in the top 5. That did not happen, but we'll see what happens with Cole Anthony and the Knicks. They're obviously linked to a lot of trade rumors as well. So Knicks and Warriors, couple of teams to watch out for on draft night.